Many moons ago we were teased with the promise of a console RPG, a console MMO RPG. And a lot of us got it, but a lot of us didn't. And I was one of them. And it would be another decade before I got to experience anything like it. And after 10 years of building up that experience in my head, what I got was kind of a letdown. But you know what's never let down? Going back to the root of the franchise and looking at the awesome first installment, which was really impressive for an 8-bit game. So let's get down and dirty. Because in this episode we're reviewing Phantasy Star for the Sega Master System. Besides being set in a space sci-fi universe, Phantasy Star opens up like a lot of other JRPGs. Your insect family member here gets killed and you must spark a rebellion to overthrow the evil ruler of the land. In this case, it's your brother Nero, the leader of the rebellion, and he gets killed by the evil King Lassic's robot cops. Robocops? I am the law. No, that's another movie. What's robot cops? Robocops? Catchphrase.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
You're Alice, a 15-year-old girl who's good with a sword. And you must travel the Elgol star system and rid the land of evil. But you're not alone in your quest. In traditional JRPG fashion, you're gonna pick up a lot of companions on the way. And together with them, you'll kill the evil King Lassic. And in another traditional JRPG fashion, you'll grind a whole lot and gain a whole lot of levels before you can do so. What set Phantasy Star apart from other titles? Well, that's a hard one. Since Phantasy Star was the hallmark JRPG that set the standard for JRPGs 30 years to come, it doesn't do a whole lot that pretty much any other JRPG does today. It invented a lot of gameplay elements and story elements back then that have now become staples and tropes of the JRPG genre. But it does have a few standout things that have yet to be properly implemented in a modern game, like the 3D dungeons. Whenever you're in a dungeon, the view switches to a first-person perspective and you travel the dungeon. And unlike in the overworld scenes, where you're zoomed into a combat zone when you're attacked by a monster, here the monsters actually appear in the pathways in the dungeon. That's kind of cool. And of course, if you encounter a human enemy, you can attempt to talk your way out of the situation, which is something that hasn't actually been done probably in a game yet. That's kind of cool. So, it has a lot of the right components, but how they all fit together. The plot is fairly standard. It even has that traditional JRPG twist at the end, which at the time of its release had already become kind of dated. The graphics, sure, seriously, those graphics. This is an 8-bit game and it has animated characters sprite with worms coming out of the ground and doing like and now I'm gonna attack you! And that extremely vibrant and diverse color scheme. I mean, you look at some of the NES games and they have like puke teal and puke brown and puke green. Here they all have nice colors and they all fit kind of nicely together. Oh yeah, and did I mention the worm character sprite, which is animated in an 8-bit game and comes up from the ground like it's crazy! Oh, and that dungeon scrolling. You see that Go-Go 13? This is how you fucking do it. Animated dungeon crawling. Nothing like your... Let's move to the next room. Seriously, look at it, look at it, look at it. I said look at it. Yeah, it's smooth, right? And now, let's look at yours. That's how you do it. And that's how you don't do it. Gameplay is turn-based, but the 3D dungeon segments do a nice job of kind of spicing up the action. And like a good turn-based RPG, combat keeps evolving, so that you start off simple with just a single character, but you pick up more characters and you pick up more different weapons and different abilities, and you encounter different monsters that require different abilities and different weapons and different characters to beat. So it all keeps being interesting even after grinding for 8 hours. There's a lot of grinding. I don't like it. That's why I wanted to play Phantasy Star online, because it was, you know, an action-based RPG where you just like, instead of doing and then waited for the other monster to attack you and then did, yeah, turn-based RPGs. But I do recognize that this is a very good turn-based RPG. And of course there's the whole, you can talk your way out of the situation with a human enemy, which is so cool. Did I mention that earlier, that there's like a feature in this game that has never actually been done since then? So it's that ahead of its time? No? Well, now I have. I try never to end on a shitty note, but the sound design, I mean, listen to that ear-wrecking brain torture. It's so fucking horrible. And when I played the game, I just turned it off, and then I put some sweet hipster tunes in my ears, and it was like, beating monsters, watching the awesome story unfold, killing some stupid ass robot cops. While Phantasy Star games are still being made to this day, it's not like the old days when the franchise was heralded as one of the greatest franchises of all time, back in the day when it could give a Nintendo a run for its money. In the bit wars. It was heralded as one of the perfect JRPGs, but today it's nothing more than a shovelware JRPG that never gets outside of Japan. Well, rarely gets outside of Japan, and mostly sticks to handheld, like the PS thing, the Sony thing, and the Nintendo floppy stick thing. Which is the same for a franchise that basically invented the JRPG genre and was the not only the first console MMO, but the first MMO at all, and the first MMO for a long time to have that kind of combat system, which was, you know, the ka-ching, ka-ching, ching, ching, ching. So it's a shame that it's just kind of shitty today. The universe has so much to offer. It's basically like Star Wars with elves and robot cops. Hello and thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, then press down below. And if you like to see more from me, press somewhere over here to subscribe. And until next time, see ya.